When it comes to versatile everyday sports watches that have a very high level of finishing and also some great versatility for just under $1,000, this Pitzmann 2 is a definite contender. We're going to crack open this box and we're going to take a look at what's inside.
What could it be? Perhaps a wristwatch?
It is 1:05 p.m. Let's get down to business. Real quick, guys, before we really take a look at this, I wanted to mention that we do an extra piece of content every single week for my channel members, and you also get access to that members-only Discord chat when you click join next to the subscribe button. It's like $4.99 a month, essentially the price of a cup of coffee nowadays in this economy. But it's essentially YouTube's Patreon, so if you want to support the channel and go above and beyond, you can become a certified T3 bot, and I will talk to you on Discord.
And now I will open the specifications.
Alright, so we're looking at the Pitzmann 2 today, but we've already reviewed a Pitzmann watch, and I actually really enjoyed it. So if you want to take a look at that review, Gato, clip it! Specifically not Jewish, just so you guys know. But it doesn't matter, because this watchmaker is not Jewish, they're not German, they're Korean, from Seoul. Now, as you know, I don't really care where a watch is from, I care if the watch is good. And this Pitzmann is awesome. So guys, I'm going to leave a link to the watch we're talking about today in the description below, because they have some very nice still photography showing the really high level of detail. But don't worry, today we're going to be getting some delicious macro footage for you guys. And let's be honest, we take better media than most of these watchmakers. So if you really want to see what a watch looks like, I'm your guy. Not as good as Watchfinder though. That guy. Just kidding, I love him. Alright guys, so here we have the Pitzmann 2. 316L stainless steel case, diameter of 40 millimeters, length 46 millimeters, which is lug to lug, thickness 10.8 millimeters. And again, guys, we're going to be talking about this in the pros and cons. This watch wears incredibly flat on the wrist. Sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside, so you don't have to worry about, rubbing that off when you brush up against something. Lug width 20 millimeters, so if you did want to take off this bracelet, you have a lot of options there. We're going to be talking about this bracelet in a moment. The bottom, which is the display case back, is also sapphire crystal. This is a Swiss SW300 Sellita. Okay, that's incredible. Love that movement, love Sellita. I prefer it over Premium Miyota and definitely over ETA as well. You're getting a 56-hour power reserve with that movement and a water resistance rating of 150 meters. So again, this is definitely in that everyday sports watch realm when we're talking about Oyster Perpetuals, or dare I say Omega Aquaterra, or even like a Ball Engineer, which is something that we don't really talk about much in the watch world, which is a shame. So if one of you guys has a Ball Engineer or any Ball watch that you'd like to send into the channel, we will pay insurance on that watch. We will review it, we'll send it back to you, again, paying for shipping both ways, and we will send you some T3 swag. So if anybody has one of those watches and wants to send it in, please email info@thetimetellershop.com, info@thetimetellershop.com. Now, speaking of this being a definite sports watch, you're getting a threaded crown here, guys. So this is not just something that is pretending to be something you can wear every day in every situation. You're getting a very high level of detail. You're getting a really nice level of simplicity. What do I mean by that? Well, it's very, very easy to hide imperfections in a busy watch, but with something very, very simple, you really have to nail it. And we're going to get into the pros and cons in a moment, but I really think Pitzmann did a great job. I like this watch even more than I liked their first iteration of a more dressy watch that they released. Again, if you want to see that episode, we'll leave a link in the description below. But this Pitzmann 2, where do I place it in the pros and cons? Well, I think the pros outweigh the cons. So let's just list them out, because I feel like people don't like when I gush too much about the watches before I go into the pros and cons, so let's just hit it. First pro, impeccable dial finishing. We're getting some groove patterns on the chapter ring with the applied indexes. The applied indexes are mirrored and play with the light perfectly. You're getting dual finishing on this bezel and then brushed on the case. And then with this bracelet, another pro, silky smooth, you're also getting some interesting dual finishing where the flat side of all the links is brushed, but then when we look at the angular cuts on each side of the link, it is polished, so you're getting some mirrored and some brushed going throughout the case and the bracelet. And again, the bracelet silky smooth, not a hair puller, which I'm very, very happy about. Another pro is that the movement that they used, again, a Sellita SW300 series, I really, really like it. And there's some decent decoration going on in the back, skeletonized rotor, excuse me, and some, again, simple but very nice, tasteful decoration. This isn't a Longa, right? We're not going to get Longa levels of finishing, but great for the price. Again, just under $1,000. The watch wears incredibly flat on the wrist, and it's super duper comfy. This is something that you could wear and kind of forget about, but you're not going to really forget about it because you're going to be wanting to look at it because it plays with the light so well. And last pro is that this watch actually has great lume. Can we sound the alarm, Gato? How hard is it for these micro brands to apply lume properly? I don't get it, but apparently it's very, very difficult because most do not do it properly. So good job, Pitzmann. The cons, all right, could have used drilled lugs. I understand these are very thin lugs on a very thin watch, but you could have drilled the lugs and it would have made it just that much easier to swap out straps because not everybody is going to want to wear it on this bracelet. You might want to put this on a sailcloth strap. You want to put this on a leather strap to dress it up a bit. That's what's so nice about these versatile watches. They can do it all, and I think this Pitzmann 2 is a definite contender for an everyday do-it-all sports watch. It dresses up nice, it's sporty, it's flat on the wrist, it's not some big honking chunker that you're going to bounce around everywhere. It's just very nice, tasteful, flat, and wearable. Now, speaking of wearability, the lug-to-lug might be a bit big if you have slender wrists, but the truth is, I think for a variety of people of different sizes, this still would work very, very nicely. You're not getting close to that 50 millimeter lug to lug. 46 millimeters, I'll allow it. Again, with a 40 millimeter watch like this, I think it's great. And the last con would be that, unfortunately, because this is a micro brand and something that hasn't hit the mainstream yet, Pitzmann, a lot of people, some people in the comment section even, will say, oh, well, for around $1,000, I could get a real watch. I'm not sure really what that means. Ever since, I started this YouTube channel and I've been exposed to a bunch of watchmakers that I would have maybe not had the opportunity to learn about, I've seen enough that I realize that these watchmakers are actually giving us a lot more sometimes than the bigger box brands. Princess Seiko is complaining in the background. I don't know if you heard her, but it's because she was named after a big box brand, and so she doesn't like me talking shit about them. All in all, this is actually a very impressive watch. Again, nailing simplicity is difficult. Nailing this level of finishing at this price range is very difficult. That's why we don't see it. I would argue that for the majority of Seikos out there, even the ones that are like pro specs, that are like, around $1,000 or more, I would say this has a better bracelet. This has better finishing, definitely on the handset and the indexes, and has a better movement. In my opinion, Sellita 8. Come on, I love it. So, threaded crown, display case back, sapphire everywhere, very nice finishing, 150 meter water resistance rating, looks great on a bracelet, looks great on leather. You could put it on a sailcloth strap or whatever you choose, and this will be right at home. I feel like I'm pitching this hard, but honestly, I just love watches like this. I love watches that's kind of a one and done. But let me know what you think, guys, because again, this is just one guy's opinion. I want to hear from you. I learn just as much from you as you learn from me. So thank you for hanging out with me on this installment of Microbrand Monday. All right, guys, join the channel, become a T3 bot, check out the Time Teller Shop, the #1 place to find affordable vintage luxury watches. We are announcing, maybe by this time you've already seen it, we have announced, or we will announce, the winners for the T3 Time to Drive giveaway, and there's going to be more content coming out on Beverly Hills Shrink. So we have a whole bunch of stuff coming out on the T3 Brand Productions list, so just stay tuned, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.